to another fresh episode, a new episode of Dressing Room Ki Baatein. And like on every Sunday evening, our idea is to have an interaction, have a chat and a good cricketer who has played at the highest level and discuss certain dressing room ki baatein and discuss their style. And today, to discuss on this very topic, on this very episode of Dressing Room ki baatein, we have a special guest, former India left arm spinner who played in the 90s. He loves to call it as the king of the 90s. Played in 20 test matches, 53 one-day internationals, represented India in 2 World Cups. In first-class cricket, carried 589 wickets. Ever smiling, ever charming. Let's welcome on Dressing Room Ki Baatein, Mr. Venkatpati Raju. Raju, so good evening and welcome to Dressing Room Ki Baatein.
Thank you very much, Prasanna. Nice to be on the show again.
Yes, a pleasure to have you. Pleasure to see you. Hope all well with things there in these times in Secunderabad. Hope all well. Situation under control. Trying to get under control.
Yeah, so far so good. Trying to stay at home. We're not used to staying at home. You know that because we travel so much in our life because of cricket. Sitting at home for such a long time, sometimes it is depressing. But then you have to follow the rules. So we're trying to follow the rules.
Oh yes, absolutely. Following the rules. And you said that it's been a long journey and there's always travel. So let's start with how did it start? Where did a young boy from Hyderabad started to say, okay, let me take a ball in hand, let me take a bat in hand, let me start playing cricket. So kahan se shuru hua ye sab?
Basically, I come from a small village in West Godavari in Andhra. My father was head of the village. So I was a very naughty boy because the moment they saw me, nobody dared to say anything to me because I was the son of head of the village. So I think that actually spoiled me a bit. And then somehow my dad came to know that I'm not going to school. So without my knowledge, they put me in a boarding school in Andhra itself. It's called V.S. St. John's Higher Secondary. So basically, going to football. But then after that, Hyderabad was the happening place. My dad felt that I should be studying in Hyderabad, that too in public school. We had the liberty to be in a public school, right? So school, being in boarding school, we had lots of time to play a lot of sports. Saturday and Sunday were us, it was only for us. We never had to travel anywhere because all the facilities were available in the school itself. But what really made me get hooked to cricket was our assembly in the morning. In assembly, the head boy of the school always reads about world news, India news, and sports news.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the sports news, there were always headlines. If somebody did well, their names were mentioned.
Okay.
That really made me feel that I wanted my name to be announced one day on that particular stage. So that's where I started. But no, you will be surprised. I was actually a right-arm bowler.
Yes.
But then like we say, destiny. So I had a left-hand throw. So when selections came in, we had a sir called Mr. Shastri, who was our English sir, who was given to select that under 14 team. So he would all the classes. He would say if anybody is interested, we had to go for selections. A whole lot of people. So they always threw a ball at you, and you're supposed to throw the ball back to them. So when the catch came to me, I caught it and threw it with my left hand. He said, "Are you a left-hander?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, come and stand here." So next day when they gave him, I was bowling right arm. He said, "What the hell? You're left-hander and you're bowling with right arm." I said, "So left-hand throw I have. I always do with my right hand." But then again, batting was right hand. He said, "Don't why? We don't have many left-arm spinners in Hyderabad. Hyderabad was always known for off spinners. Keep rotating your arm. Don't worry, just catch the ball, rotate your arm." So started rotating my arm. I was very thin. I was trying to bowl medium pace. It never took place. So one fine day he told me, your physique is not for fast bowling.
Okay.
Try to catch the ball this way and bowl. I don't know. He used to bat. Our sir himself used to bat. So I bowled in the third ball.
Oh.
He got out. He was clean bowled and said, "Okay, you're selected." So that's the way the journey started. And like I told you, we played under 14s. Under 14s, we were champions, and my performance very, very consistent. And every day, my name was read in the assembly. So that really motivated me.
Oh yes, absolutely. What a fascinating story this is. That to be in that assembly and to feel, to have that dream कि मेरा नाम वहाँ पे पढ़ा जाना चाहिए. I was going to come to this where you were a right arm bowler. but then you went on to bowl left arm spin. Just tell us about that action, because when we saw you bowl in the 90s, you had such a smooth, such a nice, cool action. You'll have those sleeves folded, you roll the ball first in the right hand, then take in the left hand and then bowl. How did that action come up? Was it a part of the coaching? Raju bhai, ye naturally aaya?
I think probably with my physique also, that has got to do with my physique. I was very thin. I used to run a lot. I used to run long distance. I used to run a lot. And then for my physique, that rhythm was good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, it looked very casual, but then it was effective for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I could bowl longer spells with that
yes.
action. And then, like I said, I used to run a lot. So long spells were not difficult for me. I could bowl long and long and long. And in Mumbai language, they say tappa bowler. So I started with tappa bowler. Yeah, I could bowl on the tappa most of the time. That helped me. Yeah, because of that, probably because of the action. You always saw me. I had a long hair, and you said I always folded my till my arm, and then you saw a lot of chains in my gala, and then you could see Sai Baba ka taga, because I was trying to look stronger by putting all this on me.
But being called a tappa bowler, not bad for 150 international wickets and 589 first class wickets.
Yeah, that's what I told you. But whenever there's little help, I could always get more wickets. But then I was more of like, my captain or my sir, whoever was there, they always told me, if it's a good batting track, try to contain runs. We started trying to bowl those dot balls, and a lot of dot balls, which helped me. And on a slightly helpful track, I could get more wickets. But then once you came to the next level, say under 15s, under 19s, okay. But once you came to the next level, you were bowling to players where they could read you, right? And they had shots where they could play good balls. They could convert into good shots. So that's probably you change a bit. I didn't try too many things. We attended lot of camps. Prasad Desai was also part of the camp in Srinagar, where we were made to run in that particular weather. And there was one of those coaches who felt I never had that penetration to bowl, right? But then we didn't take it to heart, because everybody's got their own opinion. Take those opinions, take the good points, right? Work on that, and if it's comfortable for you, you go ahead with it. Otherwise, go back to basics. I think that I followed well. So Prasad knows, we only has to joke around. So whatever I could do, I just try to do that and keep it simple.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Keep it simple, and that's the way you earned those wickets. Just tell us the journey, school cricket and college cricket. How did you grow up the ladder and then go on to represent? We'll come to the under 19 and those teams, but how was your experience playing the school and the college level?
Yeah, like I told you, because in public school, we had all the facilities. We never had to travel a lot. Unlike Mumbai, where they should catch the local trains, travel a lot of distance, and play in small maidans. Home, it's a very tough job. So that way we were very lucky. No, I was very lucky. Being in a boarding school, never had to travel. We had the best of facilities, and our first coach was Mr. Abid Ali, right? Indian cricketer, former all-rounder, Indian all-rounder. So he was coaching our school team. Made things easy for us. Not that we went to the coach. Coach always came there. Yeah. Like nowadays, the coach has to go around the place. But those days, players used to go. So it's become that way. But no, we were lucky. We were lucky. School ground was there. All the matches we played in our particular ground, because we had a ground, league matches were played there. So that really helped me. Right? And being in your school team, the atmosphere, and when you're captaining your under 15, under 19 teams, people were around you. So that really motivated us, and they always encouraged you. That particular players, they really encouraged you. They wanted you to go to the next level. I think we were fortunate. So,
yes, absolutely fortunate.
For me, being public school, being in boarding.
Oh, yes, public school, being in boarding. Then there was also always a special experience that is associated with the Youth World Cup. Now we call it as the Under 19 World Cup, which is now like a platform for players to perform and showcase their talent to go to that level. But the 1988 Youth World Cup, your special memories, we want to listen from you.
Yeah, because 85 we went on a youth tour to Australia, but then we were all waiting for that 1988 Youth World Cup. So 150 years, bicentennial year celebration, Victoria celebration or something like that. So Australian 150 year celebration. All the test playing countries had to send the youth team. We were all put up in small places. Only the finals was in Adelaide. So
okay.
Away from Adelaide, and we had a player from, who already took 16 wickets in Test cricket, Hirwani, was also part of that Youth World Cup.
Who all were there a part of that team, sir? If you can just remember and just
we had Nayan Mungia.
Okay.
We had Praveen Amre.
Okay.
We had Hirwani already played and came. So I came from there. Subrata Banerjee was there. So this was from Indian team. So and had Atherton was a captain. Then they had Ram Prakash. They had all these guys. No, I think 4 or 5 of them played for that team. Pakistan had Isma Mulak. They had Akib Javed. They had Mustaq Ahmed, Basit Ali. And then West Indies team was led by Brian Lara.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it's become a very important tournament for everyone. But it took 10 years to have this Under-19 World Cup. But that was the first ever youth World Cup. Really gave us that, whatever you wanted to be a good test player. So for that, in 1987, there was a good incident where we were playing for South Zone, the World Cup, Reliance World Cup. So always played against a couple of test players, but you never played against the Indian team, the whole Indian team. Gave an opportunity for us. In Chennai, warm-up games, India was supposed to play Australia, the opening game of Reliance World Cup. And you won't believe it rained a bit, damn cricket. India A team, sorry, South Zone team with Indian team. Right. And then, see, I've always liked Ravi Shastri. Ravi Shastri was always, free with me. He likes me a lot. First time I got Ravi's wicket. He tried to hit me over, got his wicket, and you could see Kamleev's was so red. He never wanted a South Zone team to beat an Indian team.
Yes.
So those were the days, like, those matches give you opportunity to bowl against the best players. We got out India for 183, the same World Cup score, and we beat 183 and we bowled them out. Very next day, after 2 days on beautiful batting conditions, we played against Australia. Australia scored 3.
Okay.
Yeah, they never gave a single run. They were diving all over. They never took the game easy. They were training so hard. They wanted to be champion. They had a young team. And then they had Bobby Simpson. The new trend started. Hard work. You work to become champions. That's what from that particular but for us, it taught what it takes to compete against the best players. Very young age, I think we got that opportunity to play against the best players, domestic cricket, and then that international game. So then came the 80th Youth World Cup. Yeah, that was a good platform for us. Not only me, a lot of players missed out on that tour. We have Prasad Desai, who performed very well for West Zone. We were all waiting to be part of the team. You could see the disappointment. But that also made us friends. That friendship grew. Right. On the ground, we always had that competition. Right. Never thought of anything. After evening, now we talk about West Zone team. A lot of people thought cricket. They only thought about cricket. They drank, ate, slept, only cricket. You're not supposed to go and meet the opponent players, but you're strict. You have to win. Winning was the main for the West Zone team, which Prasad will agree. But then Prasad and me, we became friends. He became friends with South Zone. Still we are friends, right? That way, in a way, it taught you to play cricket the hard way. It also gave you a long, friends. It became natural for me because I was from a boarding school. Boarding school, you have students coming all over the country. More time with them than your family. So making friends became very easy for me. So that's why I have friends all over the world.
Oh yes, absolutely. Sir, आपने अभी बताते वक्त बताया कि यहाँ पे 87 वर्ल्ड कप के पहले जो वार्म अप गेम्स थे, यू प्लेड फॉर साउथ जोन, वन अगेंस्ट इंडिया, वन अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया, द यूथ वर्ल्ड कप. ये जो मैचेस आप खेल रहे थे, how much of an impact did it have you as a youngster coming up the ranks?
Yeah, you have to be good. You have to be good there. You have to work hard for it. It's not, nothing comes easy for you. But then, see, you had to train hard for it, bowl spells, think about the game, talk to a lot of players. Right. Unlike now, where you have a computer where you can have this data or whatever. But that time, it was more of talking to the players, just in the dressing room. When you play Karnataka versus Hyderabad, Hyderabad had stars, then Karnataka had superstars. So after the game, you just go sit with them. You could learn a lot. To see how they train. Fortunate because Azhar was my first captain. Azharuddin was from Hyderabad. Azharuddin had a different style of practicing, coming back, playing international cricket, and he was the best guy because we all used to wait to get some new gifts from him. He always bought 3-4 bags. And always gave something or either for all young guys. Go in when you see a test player. When they walk in, there's some charisma in that, right? When they walk, you feel
aura.
Yeah, you just feel like looking at it. And then the dressing and whatever they have, you also want a small piece of it. Azhar always gave something, to everyone. It's not like, he used to just come and ask somebody who's doing well. What told him after the practice used to call you, give a new pair of shoes, give a bat, give clothing from England. Like, no, that time England was the only place. A lot of people went and played. And they played a lot of leagues and all. So they earned for it. But when they came back, you could see the gear. Now you can ask Prasad whatever, those county bats or those clothing, which you never got in India. So we all waited for that. And then being in your dressing room makes a lot of difference. Players, like if you ask me, the atmosphere in a state team was much more fun than being in an Indian team dressing room during those days. That was more of fear, then it was more of being appreciated.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We'll go to the Indian dressing room a little later. But if you can share memories of your Ranji Trophy debut. We just spoke about the Hyderabad team, the Hyderabad Stars, Mohammad Azharuddin coming from there. He was your captain school as well, captaining here as well, then went on to captain India. So your memories of your Ranji Trophy debut for Hyderabad?
Yeah, I was 17 when I made my debut for Hyderabad. Because I told you, there were a lot of off spinners in Hyderabad. There were very few left-arm spinners. So that made it easy for me. And like you asked me that 85 youth tour to Australia and 88 World Cup or whatever, the South Zone game, they really helped us. They gave that confidence. And then we had good spinners. But to find a place in that, and I made my debut against Andhra. So that was on a matting wicket in a small place called Kagasnagar. Right. So first wicket was easy, second wicket was easy, but then that match for a debutant taking wickets, those 2 wickets was something like you always cherished. But then I got 2 easy sitters, 2 catches on the 40th over, and we lost a point.
Oh,
You could take 10 out of 10. So one of the batsmen was sweeping. I went under the ball, popped out, and again the last ball again you swept. Again I came under the ball, popped out.
Oh.
And then I thought that's the end of my career because you feel so scared. One point was very, very important to qualify for Ranji Trophy. But then luckily we had a manager called Vijay Paul, who was my captain in the Andhra Bank. So he called me, then he made me comfortable. The first game, but we want to see you play for another 15 years. So things do happen. We keep working hard. But you won't believe, next match we went to Kerala. Luckily for me, Vivek Jaisimha, he was my captain. He was a young guy, first captain. I played for his team in local leagues. I was standing, I told him, Vivek, I want to stand in slips. I was standing in slips. I was just praying the ball shouldn't come to me. Right. Then after some time, I was not comfortable. I went on to mid-on, skyer. I was roaming all around. I just put my hands behind, ball stuck. I said, oh, this is the way it is. So that made me a little cooler. But then again, nothing comes easy. So you have to really work hard.
Did these lessons teach you?
Keep enjoying it.
Yes, and did it happen that because you faced these situations, where you dropped a couple of catches, then you took 1 catch, but you had a supportive captain, supporting team management, did that shape you better as a person and as a cricketer?
Yeah, naturally, you need that. So a lot of people thought that I was very casual when they saw my the way I walk on the ground, or the way I bowl, or the way I ease myself. They always thought I was very casual. That was their opinion. But you really work hard, and like I said, you always feel comfortable when you have somebody you already played with. Azhar was my captain, so when I came into the Indian cricket team, things were easy for me. He understood me. So it's always, you're always lucky when you have players from your state team in the Indian team or from your zone who make you comfortable, where you could go and talk to them as juniors.
Yes.
We had somebody like Roger Binney, who was so nice. And when you played for South Zone team, they made you very comfortable. So yeah, we were fortunate that way. Very, very fortunate. Very engaged, and they were only willing to help you. Nobody's trying to pull you down. They were all trying to help you. So you had to be good for them to help you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And you were good. And, and when you were, people were noticing a left-arm spinner from Hyderabad picking up wickets. Before you got selected for that 1990 tour of the New Zealand Indian team, there was a brilliant season that you had. You picked up about 32 wickets. Can you tell us about that season, where a bowler is in such a wonderful rhythm? And uske baare mein hame bataiye, that was like a best pace that you had. to the ranks of as an Indian player?
Yeah, thanks to our league matches. We have all the league matches. You had State Bank of India, State Bank of Hyderabad, you had Andhra Bank, you had Syndicate Bank. All these teams had test players or your first class players. So when you bowl against them, right? When you bowl against them, and you bowl well, so you are in that good rhythm. And I bowled a lot of balls before the Ranji season. And then we had a tournament called the Buchbabu tournament where all these teams played. Then we had KCA tournament and the Monudula. So these were your curtain raisers. These were the matches which were important. All the test players were available during that time. Yeah, and that rhythm really helped me. And then rest of the game where I picked up 7 wickets against Delhi. That spell also helped me a lot. And then again back to my own ground, Gymkhana grounds. A particular match against Central Zone where Central Zone were chasing 500. They were 224 for 1.
Okay.
And next day morning, that particular spell I bowled, picked up 6 wickets for the person's lead.
Okay.
You can always say I'm more of a rhythm bowler. Once I get into the rhythm, wickets come little quickly.
Yes, and that rhythm made that rhythm become even more smooth. And you were on the plane to go to New Zealand. So tell us about that experience. India player, a small boy from a boarding school, is now boarding an aircraft to go to New Zealand, part of a strong Indian team going to New Zealand. Tell us about that experience, where you had worn the India colors or India shirt for the first time, playing for India, playing in New Zealand. You made a good debut as well. So tell us about that and how the dressing room was when you made your test debut.
Yeah, more than getting the cap, we were more bothered about Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi. Because he was made the coach and he was a taskmaster. Right. So he always felt that during his days he didn't train hard. So he felt that if you would have trained harder, you could have played some more matches. So he made us, into, you can say, as good as a medal-winning athletes.
Okay.
Right. And then he always had that he never liked somebody saying no to him.
Okay.
Right. Whatever he says, you have to say yes, and you have to accept that as a challenge. And you could talk to him like that. He never had any hang-ups with you. You can always abuse him if it's right. If you're right, you could abuse him also. Such a guy. And then I tell you, but the moment we went there, luckily for me, we're not playing in India. India crowd is totally different. So we went there. And like I said, we already played with all these players. And Indian batsmen, when you could bowl to Indian batsmen, bowling to New Zealand batsmen, I thought it would be easier because they were not supposed to be that good against spin during those days. Right. So that way, luckily, there was no much pressure. So we just went in. But the only thing, first day when we had this team meeting, the team meetings, unlike these days where you have big halls with all the facilities, you sit there and you discuss. There you have to go and sit in a dressing room, one of the rooms. But that room used to be the manager's room, right, or the coach. So the moment the coach sat there, I walked in. Then you see Kapil Dev, Dilip Vengsarkar. Then you have Azharuddin. Okay, for Ranji Trophy and Dilip Trophy, you were sitting in the dressing room. That was different. But when you had all the superstars, Sanjay Manjrekar, then Sachin Tendulkar, already won series world. Right, all played together. But once you go into the dressing room, you feel something. There was something like Vedalamai. Right. So you always dreamt about being part of the Indian team, but when you go there, and then again you're scared about what they're going to ask you. Because that time, everybody had to speak. Right. Yeah, when you sat there, there were goosebumps, and then you were looking at everybody, you're you're just gone, you're like subconscious. You're just pinching yourself whether it's true or not. Right.
Yes.
You always, like I said, you always dream about it, you played against it, but Indian team, first meeting was something special.
Oh, yes, something special.
Sit there and listen to all these. Kapil Paji, they sitting there, was captain 83, who won the World Cup, and then he's suddenly you're sitting beside him in a normal team meeting. It was something special.
Oh, yes, and this was you said about the team meeting, but how was it going on to the ground with the 11 India players in New Zealand? How was that feeling? If you could share that first couple of days that you played the test match for India, your first test match.
It was Christchurch, and luckily we had a lot of side games before. Unlike you straight away go and play. That time they always made you a little comfortable. If we played against one or two teams, so you're bowling a bit with them, and then the Kookaburra ball. So me and Venkatramana were spinners. Venkatramana took a lot of wickets in domestic cricket, and with SG ball he was deadly. Right. After every 5 wickets, then they counted as 1 wicket. He was such but the Kookaburra ball was slipping so much. And Bishan Paji, right? So Bishan Paji was going around. So me and Venkatamna were bowling in the nets. Suddenly he walks in, he says, "Is the wicket turning?" I said, "No, Paji, give me the ball." He took the ball, first ball, ball turned so much. He said, "You have to turn the ball is not going to turn for you." Then we said, okay, we can't be like him. But then see how that's the way they train. So, yeah, luckily for me, it was more like Kiran Mori was always there to support. He always supported young guys. He always took young guys under him. He made it very, interesting. And then when there were a lot of vegetarians, there were a lot of Gujaratis there. So he could call the Gujaratis, bring homemade food and nice masala chai. So that way he made you comfortable. So when I walked in, it was okay. It was not that tense.
Okay.
You just come into the team and straight away go in. So there at least you were there for some days. Then you were going around with your own teammates. You went in there. So luckily, as a spinner, you're not going to bowl the new ball. You have to wait for some time. But surprisingly, that particular test match, I got my first wicket was Martin Crowe.
Yes.
One of the best players. And more than that, I was a night watchman. Got out last.
Yeah. And scored 31, batting at number 5.
But I always tell the same thing. Whenever I get batting, India is not in comfortable position. So, yeah, that was like Martin Crowe, and then we had John Wright and Bracewell. So 3 wickets, and then it was comfortable. Like I already had Hirwani. Hirwani and me have been right from 1985. So he played Test cricket 3 years before me. So I used to share his room. Whenever I shared room with him, he would always give you those examples now, how the Indian team is, how the opposition is, what all he did. So he used to tell me so many stories. So that made me a little comfortable.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And just to share a trivia with all our listeners, the wickets that Venkatpati Raju took on his first test match, you said, it was Martin Crowe, your first wicket. John Wright then went on to become the India coach. And today is John Wright's birthday.
Oh.
Yes, so today is John Wright's birthday as well. So, we'd like to wish him on this platform as well, one of the best coaches that India had. And you had the privilege of playing against him and also when he was the coach.
Yeah, that particular match, Lakshman's 281. That was my last game. But then, playing against him was different. But when he became the coach, like we said, we'll talk about the coaches later.
Yes.
I'll talk about him a little later because that's where the professionalism came in.
Oh yes, absolutely. So the debut happened, and then the 90s team, as you like to say, the 90s team. You were a part of that team for the next few years. There was also this World Cup that came in after your 90 debut, the 92 World Cup that came in. First time with the white ball, colored clothing, played for Australia and New Zealand. So how was that experience? Test debut had happened, cricket you had played, but now playing for India in the World Cup.
Yeah, luckily for me, we played that Youth World Cup. That was in Australia. And then before the World Cup, we had a triangular series. Australia, against Australia and West Indies. So I was among the wickets.
Yes.
And like you rightly said, World Cup. And that particular year, like this 2019 World Cup, they changed the rules of the last, you have to play all the teams. It was not groups. And you had to play in Australia, then you had to play in New Zealand, but we had a very, very long trip, that particular Australian tour, 5 test matches, lots of side games, triangular series, then the World Cup. Yeah, performance was not that great in test matches. We lost 4 out of 5. So we came very close to winning the triangular series, but we lost very narrowly. And then by the time you realize you're already playing the World Cup. Yeah, but we said we were there for such a long time. Like we said, most of the players were already feeling homesick. Most of them wanted to go back because when you're doing well, when you're in good rhythm, when you're performing, you want to stay there. When you're not doing that, you'll be counting your days to go back. Yeah, there were a couple of very close and narrow games. Pakistan, India was playing for the first time against Pakistan in World Cup.
Yes.
Whenever we played before, they were never in a group, never got a chance to play. And I think that's the only match we won in that.
Yes, the 92 World Cup.
Yeah, so we had 2 matches lost out, and then we almost were losing to Zimbabwe. So that was the mood of the particular Indian cricket team. So luckily for us, only point in that tour was playing white clothing, white ball, color clothing, white ball, beating Pakistan. So that saved us. Yeah, it was a great experience. It was a great experience being part of a World Cup team. And then Ravi and me were supposed to be the main spinners. Ravi Shastri got injured after the first game. So I was the lead spinner for that particular World Cup, my first World Cup. So I was the lead spinner for most of the matches.
Oh, yes, great. And that's how it started in one-day cricket. And then the home season in India is where it was real recognition for the spinners, where India beat England, India beat West Indies. That home season, if you could take us through that. And also there was a time where there were three good spinners that India had. A left-arm spinner, Venkat Raju, of course, the leg spinner, Anil Kumble, and the off-spinner, Rajesh Chauhan. If you could take us through that phase of Indian cricket in the home season where they were almost undefeatable with the spinning practice and the spinners.
Yeah, because if you ask me, people always say that being an Indian, you're supposed to, as a spinner, play more games in India, establish yourself, then go and play abroad. But it's the other way around for me. All my initial matches were abroad. For 2 years.
That too difficult, Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, then we went to England. We were going everywhere, and then we played England, but there was only one odd match in Sri Lanka, in Chandigarh. We played in Sector 16 ground. So yeah,
and special memories of that.
Because that was my very first Test match in India.
Yes,
we already played a couple of matches, but never played a Test match in India. And you could see that crazy crowd coming in. And whatever happens, we didn't do that well abroad. But then once you come back to India, the support what you get in India is totally different. And everything was so colorful. And Sector 16 was known for one-day games. We never played any Test matches there. And I was not level. But the moment Ravi Shastri saw the wicket, he was the vice captain. He went and told Azhar, because they already announced the 12th. I was the 12th man, and then Ravi Shastri said he's not going to bowl on the wicket. He felt that wicket will suit me better than.
Wow.
I should thank Ravi for that, and Ravi had the guts to go and tell Azhar, saying that he's going to only open, he's going to only bat. He said he's not going to. And Azhar asked him who should be playing. He said Venkatpati. He said,
oh wow.
He said, who are supposed to drop? He said, we'll speak to Arun Lal, because Arun Lal was already part of the team. So Gopal Sharma and Hirwani were already there. So when people asked Ravi, so Ravi said no, that wicket doesn't suit him. And he said he's going to bat and he's going to play as a pure batsman.
Okay.
And the team was changed just before the toss. So thanks to Ravi for giving me that opportunity. And then, I think I was very happy. That's the only man of the match I won. And then, like I said, that Dilip Trophy match where I had that spell. So this spell was also the same. Within no time, 6-wicket spell, and then we won a Test match. It was part of a Test victory. And Azhar's first Test victory.
Yes, absolutely. Special.
But Bishan Paji, like I said, Bishan Paji was always outspoken. Then he expected too many things from the team of 90s to win everywhere. And then, like I said, he made us run a lot, and then somehow that didn't go well with the Indian team. So then came Mr. Wadekar. Right. So we heard a lot about Mr. Wadekar. Then, like I said, think of a coach from West Zone, coming from Mumbai, a successful captain. Right. So we were a little scared, how Mr. Wadekar is going to be. But the moment he came in, the style, he had that style of walking. And luckily we had Vinod Kamli in the team, then we had Sachin Tendulkar. So he was very close with them. And I was very close to Vinod and Sachin because I played for Mafla. So then when we first time he said him, he looked at me, he said, you are the guy, right? Okay, very good. Hyderabad, not bad. So he was okay with us. And then luckily for me, all the spinners, Wadekar sir always felt his match winners will be. That's why I'm saying, most of the wickets, whatever we got, thanks to him. And he had his own style, he had his own style. He would look very friendly, but when he meant it, you could see in his eyes, and then you could see on his tone. He made you very comfortable, but when he felt that you are trying to relax cricket, so he could come with his one-liners. He really meant. He meant saying that, okay, right, you want to be part of this team, you better work. You can go and enjoy. So when you see him, they never look like that. I'll tell you one incident, because me and Azhar were supposed to, we went back for Diwali, so we were supposed to come and join the team in Baroda. So
okay.
Via Mumbai, from Mumbai, Baroda, only one flight in the evening. So Jet Airways was very new that time. So
Okay.
Azhar took the 12 o'clock Air India flight and pushed off.
Okay.
So I was waiting for that, Jet Airways. So around 2 in the evening. Airport was very close to my house. So the other Indian players walked there. And then they said the flight is cancelled.
Oh.
So for that, because luckily, the match was after 2 days, but the Indian team had to assemble.
At Baroda.
I called up Mr. Odekar, sir. I said, what happened? He asked me. I said, sir, I missed my flight. Oh, very good. Right? So you come tomorrow, no problem.
Oh.
I said, I informed my coach. I was happy. So team meeting, we're all sitting. He finished the team meeting. Then he took on me. He said, what do you think? Huh? How much cricket have you played? You're a superstar. I was not. I never understood why he is going after me. I was looking at him. Then in front of everyone, he was blasting me. The captain can come or take a new flight, and he comes early. And as an youngster, then after the meeting, I went and said, "Sir, what happened?" I said, "Hey, you won't understand. They'll all think that I'm partial to you because you're with me. So you have to do this in between. Don't take it to heart."
Wonderful.
Yeah, that close he was, and like I said, now very, very fortunate. Like what he believed when he was a captain, he did the same thing, bringing in 3 spinners when we played in India, and we had the success. We won 8 or 9 games. Beat England 3-0. We beat Sri Lanka 3-0. We beat. We won against West Indies. Yeah, the series was drawn, but we won one Test match against them. Then we beat New Zealand. So for me, I would always love to have a captain or a manager like that, or a coach like that, as being as a spinner. Being as a spinner. What more can I ask?
Such wonderful memories and wonderful words about the founder president, and he's called as the father of the Divyang cricket in India, Mr. Ajit Patil. Thank you so much, Raju, for getting us through these wonderful memories. Also, there was one special series you mentioned against the West Indies. You picked up about 20 wickets in that, and picked up Lara's wicket quite regularly. How was that experience?
Yeah, very good. Like I said, Ajit sir always felt that spinners will win matches for us, and then we had Srinath was doing brilliantly. Then Manoj was doing well, but then spinners like not Kumble, because Kumble was a strike bowler, so left-handers, and they thought that probably Rajesh Chavan will be the highest wicket taker because he had a lot of left-handers. Yeah, because Lara, one best thing about Lara is he attacks, right? So he's giving you a chance. He gives you a chance. So sometimes when you bowl against them, you're bound to get those wickets. I was very good with them, and I was bowling well against left-handers. If you see all my records, I was very good against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, they have a lot of left-handers.
Yes.
As a left-hand spinner, my record against left-handers was much better than bowling to right-handers. Yeah, that was a fantastic series for us. I think we messed up. Why we didn't win that particular series was Nagpur Test match. Nagpur Test match, Kumble was running on the wicket. So he was called twice by the English umpires. Rajesh was trying to get his rhythm. So I think we won that match. We would have won that series too. Yeah, but then that series, that particular series playing against West Indies. So like you said, we had great batsmen who could put the score. Sachin Tendulkar, Azharuddin, or all these batsmen, they would always score more than 500 runs. Made things easy for us.
Oh, yes, sir. Then Test cricket played, and then came another chance to play your second World Cup. So, looking back as a boarding student wanting to be in that assembly, it must have been a dream, to play in 2 World Cups: the '92 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, and the '96 World Cup that was played in the subcontinent.
Yeah, after that '94 particular West Indies series, I was out of the team. Then I came back and played one odd series, but I was not a regular member. For us during that time, we had this India A tour to Kenya. Against the Kenyan full team, which was also going to participate in that particular World Cup. So most of us were trying to make a comeback. Ajay Jadeja was leading the team. We had Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, then Vinod Kambli, myself, Rajesh Chavan. All these guys. Like we had Vikram Rathod who was playing that time. So most of the guys went on to play for India. We had Sairaj Bhotule, Paras Mamre. You can name that. They were all almost all I think that trip again, that particular tour, helped me to come back into the Indian team again. Somebody like Jadeja is a fantastic captain. Jadeja is a player's captain. I think probably being with Kapil Dev, we learned the trick. He was always positive, and he would always come and talk to you. He would tell you in a very easy manner. So we were very lucky. We were lucky to go on that particular tour. We won 4-1 against that particular Kenyan team. So I think that again brought me back into my rhythm. And then again, but before that, we had this India A B series.
Mm.
B C that was in Hyderabad in Fateh Maidan ground. So against I was playing for the B team. So A team was led by Azhar. Sidhu was playing for them. Madharuddin was playing for them. Manoj, all these guys were playing for them. I picked up 6 in that particular one day game.
Okay.
Yeah, in Hyderabad. Chairman Jason, he was the match referee that time. You just tell, just go and enjoy yourself. Don't think about selection. Just go and enjoy yourself. So I think that spell again brought me back. So I was like playing in home ground. That's why we always say home ground always have a special place for you. And once you enter your particular that particular ground, there's some vibe in it. You always feel that you're releasing the ball well. So that's what happened. And that brought me back into the Indian team for the World Cup. And yeah, because 92 World Cup, nobody was expecting much from that particular Indian team. But 96, the team was doing very well in one days. Team was doing well and Indian conditions. So we suddenly became the hot favorites to win the cup. So we had ups and downs. The cup was already doing well, so we had good wins. And then we can't forget that particular match against Pakistan in Bangalore. That was the best. And the very next match was the of my career. I can say, our cricketing career. We had the best and the worst of our career. Nobody expected we will lose that badly to start. But again, credit goes to Mr. Wadekar sir was there. He made it comfortable. Then, like I said, we always had spinners who were good enough to bowl well. And then, 2 World Cups. Yeah, first one was okay. Second one was a little disappointment because we all thought we already booked our flight tickets.
Yes, but then that's how life is. Sometimes like Pakistan was a great win, not the best performances against Sri Lanka in the semi-finals. But one test match that we would like to discuss with you is that Kolkata test match, one of the best test matches that you've been a part of.
Yeah, that was no live match or the match where I played because I was, like I said, after 96, I was not part of the Indian team regularly.
Yes.
So I played against Australia thrice in 98, 99, and 2001.
Yes.
We did well, the spinners did well against Australia in India. So, but then Australia was on a roll. The first test match, they thought probably I'll be part of the first test match. Because by that time, that international level of practice was not there for me. I was just playing Ranji Trophy. You are only trying to help youngsters. I had that liberty of standing in the slips, standing at short mid wicket, and experience you're just bowling. But then suddenly, when you went there and you wanted to be part of that particular Indian team, and there you understood how things are changing.
And new captain
And the new coach coming from New Zealand, like you said, I played with him. But then when he came in, they have different ways of training. Like I said, fitness levels have gone up. To play that brand of cricket, you had to be super fit. Fielding was the most important because Aussies can hit the ball so hard. And if you drop catches, they'll make you pay for it. That you could really see that. First test match, they dropped a couple of catches. We lost that, but then there's a different generation. Like we spoke of the team of the 90s. I think this way the team of 20 started. And you had a new captain with a lot of young players. And I think that was the team which showed us that we can win anywhere, not only in India, we could win elsewhere also. But that particular match I won't forget. I saw the match, and like I said, on the third day, when Lakshman was batting along with Rahul Dravid, I almost packed my bags because they needed one particular wicket. And then you just had the tail to follow. Yeah, but then like you rightly said, Lakshman was very, very positive. We had a small team meeting where Chetan Chavan was our coach. So he just gave examples how they saved matches. He was talking about Gavaskar and him batting, how the team took that initiative and they fought. Then Lakshman was saying we might win the game.
Oh,
yeah. Then I was just looking at him. I was staring at him. That's what makes difference. Like the self-confidence what you have. Then guys were not that particular team trying to make a comeback and then thinking like, no, Ranji Trophy player. You suddenly think, what the hell is Lakshman talking? He said, win the game. I was just smiling inside. But he proved us wrong. He went and batted so brilliantly. That turned Indian cricket again. After 1983 World Cup, I think probably Indian cricket changed after that particular knock of Lakshman.
Oh yes, absolutely. So wonderfully described, and what a journey it must have been to be a part of that epic Test match at the Eden Gardens. But then that was the last Test that you played. Then another journey started for you, an administrator. But another feather in your crown was being the selector from the South Zone when India picked that team for the 2007. That time it was called as the World T20, and now it's called the T20 World Cup. And then Mahendra Singh Dhoni boys went on to win the crown. So one of tell us about the experience you had sitting on the other side of the chair.
We got a couple of players sitting in our own plan. We got Prasad there, Brijesh, we all played a bit of cricket. So when you play, you always cursing the selectors.
Yes.
Anything goes wrong, if the selectors they're doing something wrong, which I was also thinking the same thing. Never wanted to be administrator, right? Because you never wanted to go and sit there. You always wanted to play cricket. So whatever you didn't want to do, you end up doing that. That's what the position is, right? But then, like you ask Prasad or Brijesh, who are part of this selection committee, it makes things easy. They themselves played, we ourselves played, we all went through that being dropped or coming back again. So you understand a player, you watch the game, you try to bring in. That's why you could see our particular team, which went to England and the physically handicapped team and then won the World Cup. You could see how much hard work they put in, how many matches to play. Mr. Joglekar also hats off to him, bringing them, and they already showed what a good selection can do to a team. Yeah. And then, yeah, we were lucky we had Dilip Vengsarkar as the chairman. He himself had played so much cricket. And then, thanks to Bishan Bedi, he made me Vengsarkar's roommate in 1990. So, made things easy for me, luckily. And yeah, then we had a young selection committee. Then coming there, it was easy for us. The team was quite settled. When you come to the test matches and all, the team was quite settled. And the best part was we probably thought we picked the best team for the 2007 50 over World Cup in West India. You ask anybody, if you see, when you see that team, that particular team was supposed to be the hot favorites.
True.
Right. And nobody knew that we'll be kicked out in 2 days. Right. Then we never believed that. They all came back, and then in no time this T20 came. T20 was like, India never played a T20. They just played one T20 in South Africa. We won that match. Rahul Dravid was leading that. Rahul Dravid was leading the Indian team then. He came back then due to some reasons he didn't want to continue as a captain. So then a lot of players were making a comeback. So then we suddenly realized it's T20. We'll just send a young team, good all-rounders who can run well, who can bowl, and who can hit the ball well. So the atmosphere was good, and like you had Yuvraj was making a comeback. Then you had somebody like Harbhajan who was making a comeback. Right. So Dhoni was the only guy who was a vice captain, and then he was cool, calm. That he was only not a vice captain. So he was the only guy who was doing well. He was part of the test team. He was part of the 50 overs. Consistently, he was getting runs, and you could see the calmness. Captain didn't take much time. Vengsarkar and all the selectors who were there, they were watching so much. They said, we'll make him the captain straight away.
Okay.
And then we just felt like, okay, nobody is expecting the Indian team to win anyway, T20. Because nobody watched India play T20 much. Right. So in that time, they probably thought like, one selector always, he always tours with the Indian team. So all the other selectors are not interested. They, Dilip bhai asked me, "Tu jata kya? Jata kya bol gaya?" I said, "I'll go." And then see, the boys were relaxed because nobody was expecting that team to win. They were very, very relaxed. They were just enjoying themselves. That's where we had a bowling coach. The first time we had an Indian stopgap coach, as Lalchand Rajput was there, and he was Indian. Then we had Venkatesh Prasad, Robin Singh. So it's more of an Indian particular coaching staff, but for the trainers.
Yes.
And then the very first match, you could see what Dhoni is as a captain.
Yes.
against Pakistan. That last over where Srishant bowled, tie match, bowling down, giving Sehwag, Harbhajan and Robin Uthappa. Whereas, Pakistan bowlers, regular bowlers bowled. So that's where, a captain was born. So day by day, we just kept on winning, kept on winning. Nobody was putting pressure on you. They were just enjoying. I was enjoying myself. Manager was enjoying himself. We were just enjoying. By the time we realized you were there in the finals.
Yes.
Suddenly, we thought we picked the best team for 50th World Cup. When we didn't win, people came, they did dharna in front of house. Suddenly, you win a World Cup, and then suddenly we become the best selectors.
But I think that's again, that's how life is.
Yeah, that's how life is. And then you could see that reception, what they got when we came back.
True.
I would love to mention it because, like I spoke about Ajay Jadeja. Jadeja was part of a couple of World Cups, but he never won. The moment he saw this particular team coming into the finals, he flew all the way from India.
Oh.
Then he told me, Raju, see, we were part of World Cups, we never won. So this team came. So if we win, we should be part of the celebration.
Wow.
So he came and the Indian team won. We were there the whole night. Then he was also part of the celebration. That's what cricket is all about for Indians, right? And winning a World Cup. First ever T20 World Cup.
Oh, yes.
Ups and downs. So that's part of, like you rightly said, part of life. And then again, 2007 changed another circle. Ganguly changed one cycle. Here, Dhoni comes in. Again, India team becomes the best. Being world number one in everything. And then now you see, people talk about the Ashes series, but now people want to watch all the matches which India plays.
India plays, true.
If you see nowadays, the Australians are also they're saying Indian team, we're excited to play India in Australia. That change has come.
It's true. We discussed so much about cricket, your journey as a cricketer. But one thing, that we associate with Mr. Venkatpati Raju all through his career and now as a commentator also, is so many friends around him all over the world. Venkatpati Raju is surrounded by friends. That is something which is a quality which I would request to share with all our players and all our listeners. So after the game, there is another life that you give. If you could share that with us, Raju sir.
Yeah, like I told you that hostel life really helped me. When cricket, you want to play tough cricket, but then you're supposed to unwind yourself within the rules, right? Within the rules. You're not going to be overnight or late or whatever, because as it is, I sleep very early. I wake up very early. Right? Prasad, that whenever I come, he has to, now I don't know what he does, but when I came, he had to wait for me to come in. He had to cook for me. So he has to keep everything. He knows what time I sleep. So everything has to be there at that particular time. In the morning, they might wake up late, but I'm up very early. And I do small things like that. So that has been my habit. So it was good fun because through cricket, we got to travel all over the world. Go on if you wanted to go, probably those days, you can't spend that much money and go.
True.
It gave us that opportunity to go outside, out of the country, play good cricket, make a lot of friends, right? And then when you go there, you want to know about their culture. And like I said, being in the room was never my priority. Like, once the game is over, forget about the game, because the next day again, you want to think about it, just think for some time, freshen up, go down. You meet a lot of people. And if you ask Prasad, that's what they did when they went to England. Whenever they went to England, you could always see how hard they worked. They had friends, right? Perform. Once you started performing, then the recognition was there. They would never leave you. Somebody like Brian McMillan from South Africa, and then it was huge. And suddenly he gave me the name Muscles, and then when you sit with them, you get to talk a lot. If you get to talk, and then you're learning all the time. Yeah, but then people didn't like it. People thought that I was too friendly. That was the concept that time. Came in, now everybody's together. People are more friendly, but that time we were not supposed to be friendly. Being Indian team, I was talking about the domestic teams, right? When you talk about West team coming in, you're not supposed to talk. You're supposed to only play, to make friends, right? You're supposed to go and win a tournament, win a match. Then, luckily for me, I always had W. Raman as I was his roommate. Later off, then he was also the same. Like we always used to shoot a bit. Like I said, within the rules, we never went overboard. which really, made me make a lot of friends abroad.
Absolutely.
You always cherish that. Not that you're going to sit with them every day, but it gave an opportunity to make friends. And then, like I said, Brian Maxwell, when he came to India, he would come out with us for shopping. That friendly, that was a nature of a friendship. And like we talk about all of Bombay guys, like all those guys who are played with, whenever we come there, so much fun when you sit down. When I come for commentary, when you sit there, we talk about those old stories and then, you enjoy yourself. All those memories come back. Luckily, being a cricketer gave that opportunity.
Yes.
Not only friends in India, friends all over the world.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It was so wonderful chatting with you, knowing your journey, a small boy in a boarding school, and what a fascinating journey. And the inevitable style in which you explained those experiences was so wonderful talking to you. But before we let you go, we would like to invite your good friend and the Vice President of the AICAPC, Mr. Prasad Desai, to share a few memories and also express his good. Yes, over to you, Prasad.
Well, we'll need another 3 hours. It's been wonderful being friends through cricket, and cricket creates families. Not only when you play against each other, but when you are at the administrative level, or it is like a family. There are not good times always, but we care about each other, and everything about each other is shared. Now the social media is much bigger. और व्हाट्सएप और सब सोशल काफी बड़ा है, तो कनेक्टेबल होते हैं. तभी हम लोग ट्रंक कॉल करके एक दूसरे से बात करते थे, एसटीडी बूथ पे जाते थे और एक दूसरे को पूछते थे. और हमारे इतने रिलेशंस हो गए सारे वर्ल्ड कि कुछ वी आर जस्ट फोन कॉल अवे. और मैं यही बताना चाहूंगा अपने बच्चों को कि सिर्फ गेम तक सीमित मत, अपने दोस्तों को इतना फैमिली बना के रखो, वो आपको इन फ्यूचर 10 साल 20 साल 30 साल के बाद आप उसको चेरिश कर सकते हैं if you are breathing. तो एक दूसरे and our relations with the boys such close, हमारे relations, we want to उनको ये कल्चर हमको देना है और उनको बताना है कि सिर्फ क्रिकेट खेल के that is not the end. Meet each other, call each other, एक दूसरे का हाल हवाल पूछे, about each other's family, ask about their friends and ask about their health. हम लोगों का तो 30 साल हुए, हम एक दूसरे को रोज फोन करते हैं. So that is how the relations are. मतलब Subroto, Hirvani, we are friends since 19 days.
Yep.
So, make relations. That is something to cherish about. And always making friends is a great quality, and go and meet people. Don't, play cricket and come to your room and take the remote and watch.
True.
And you can share. एक के साथ आप share कर सकते हो क्रिकेट की बातें. किसी के साथ आपकी बनती है तो आप पर्सनल इश्यूज बात कर सकते हो. तो बहुत सॉल्यूशंस, और नेक्स्ट डे आप फ्री रहते हो खेलने के लिए कि वो टेंशन निकल जाता है.
Yeah, Prasanna, I would love to congratulate this particular team, Mr. Anil Jolekar and all, for taking this initiative, and naming on Mr. Vadekar's name, and then you all taking that much pains to just teach people and let them learn. And then you don't get this chance, but you guys have been really doing that brilliantly. And then, like I spoke, I had an opportunity to go and watch them. Selection matches. The competition level was so good, and everything was intact. That's why we should really thank your team. Again, you're giving them opportunity to get in players, to just give their views. And then we already knew that this number is going up. The players, more players, physically handicapped players want to come in. They want to join because everything went perfectly. They did brilliant. This is what it is all about. Right? Get a chance to meet everyone, get to talk to everyone, and then people are taking that much interest to develop sports where they don't get. That's why Mr. Jolekar sir and then Kashmira being all the way in Singapore, trying to like last time I told Prasad, Sunday is supposed to be a holiday. Why are you having this at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
He said, don't worry. Sometimes you have to do this also.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this from the morning. Nice, very good.
Morning. And one thing
Enjoy.
about, I told you about Venkatpati Raju. My house, we used to live at near the airport in Mumbai.
Yeah.
और हमारी फ्लाइट होती थी शाम सुबह 8 बजे और घर से सिर्फ 10 मिनट दूर होता था एयरपोर्ट और वेंकटपति राजू 4 बजे उठ जाते थे और सुबह से तंग करते थे कि चल जाना है, जाना है। तभी तो 2 घंटे पहले जाने की जरूरत भी नहीं होती थी. So, some qualities are
Prasad, because being in a boarding school, it taught you that, right? Boarding school, if you have to be on time. If you don't go on time, you don't get anything.
but not 4 hours.
But so used to it. You remember one of me being a chief guest, I ended up being early before the crowd came in.
And nobody was there.
Yeah, when they said 6 o'clock, 5:45 has to be there.
Yes.
Wait for the crowd to come.
Oh.
That's where we are, so we can't help it.
No, that is how it is, and it was so wonderful chatting with you. As always,
I will not say thank you to Venkatpati. Okay, Venkatpati is now a part of this family forever. So saying thank you would be rather, not fair to it.
yes,
हक बनता है.
yes. But thank you so much for sharing your time and narrating all your experiences. And also, this is your birthday week, so wishing you a very happy birthday in advance. And
Thank you very much.
So much for chatting with us, and thank you to all our listeners as well for tuning in to Dressing Room. Till then, it's goodbye from us. Thank you so much.
Kashmira would like to speak to him about something. Kashmira?
Unmute.
Kashmira?
Just unmute.
Yeah. Hi, Raju. It was really interesting to hear all your stories and experiences, and actually, that I didn't know that it was a
You've been
school
there. You've been there in 1990.
and all your friendships, of course, and the stories. Yes, some dressing room stories. Some cannot be mentioned here. Some outside. Yes, absolutely. But what I really found interesting was actually the school story. How you started off. That is a very humbling story. It is very interesting that how in school actually, you whatever you pick up, it's those small things that you pick up which you don't think are important. And like as parents also, we try to focus on just keep studying, but it's what you actually pick up these small fine points and you want to become that. And yes, and thank you for supporting us always.
Yeah.
And
आपको बोला ना वो हक बनता है एक बार प्रसाद ऐसे है ना तो नो से आना पड़ता है but once I really enjoyed that when I went there like I was telling you it was worth going there and watching them how to practice and how it went about. It was fantastic.
Yeah, because when we talk about it, it's very difficult to actually, when you see them, is when your eyes just open up. And that is our endeavor, to bring more awareness to this physically challenged cricket, do whatever we can from our side, prep them up. And the rest is, of course, to them. And people like yourself are there to motivate and encourage, which is always a good thing. So thank you.
Because of you all, we're already world champions.
Absolutely.
Yes, India the world champions in the Divyang Cricket Championships.
Yes, but it was just a stepping stone to many more.
Yes,
absolutely. So thank
you. Like I told you, already the numbers are going up.
Not more. Yeah, absolutely.
Because of the hard work of what you guys are doing, it's only their luck. They have to capitalize on that.
Yeah, each one wants to be a Virat Kohli as well. So we just have to get them, motivate them, and encourage them.
You will do that. Your team will do that. Your team won't give. I know that. I'm very, very confident your team won't, because already I saw how you guys are going about. Fantastic. I would love to be part of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much once again. And thank you to all our listeners. We close our session here. See you next week. And thank you so much once again, Venkatpati Raju. And thank you to all our listeners. Thank you. Have a great evening. Good night. Thank you.
Well done, Prasanna.
Gone offline.
Who are all there?
So yeah, Raju's gone. It's just us only. So, Napoleon, is it gone off live?
No.